Firmansyah for IDX Channel.
The government, through the Ministry of Industry, will streamline product certifications agency in Indonesia. Through this streamlining, it is hoped that the government can accelerate development in testing and certifying a product.
The Ministry of Industry reviews the optimizations of product certification agency in Indonesia. This is done to accelerate development in testing and certifying an industrial product that confirms the standards. The Minister of Industry Agus Gumiwang said that currently there are 51 product certifications agencies whose job is to provide written guarantees that a product or services has met applicable standards or regulations. For that, the ministry will fix it by streamlining 51 product certifications agencies to improve standardization's quality while protecting domestic product from the onslaught of imports. Even Agus gave an example of a number of countries such as Japan, Malaysia to China only having one product standardizations agency.
SNI menjadi faktor yang sangat penting. Di Indonesia mempunyai LS Pro yang jumlahnya begitu banyak, sekitar 50-an juga. Kita bisa merampingkan jumlah dari LS Pro yang ada di Indonesia, ya, sehingga pertama, sertifikasi yang keluar dari LS Pro, ya, itu bisa betul-betul terjaga kualitasnya. Ya. Dan kedua juga, yang saya sampaikan tadi di awal, bahwa kita melakukan upaya-upaya yang harus kita lakukan dalam rangka kita melindungi produk-produk yang sudah dihasilkan oleh anak-anak bangsa.
In the rules, Indonesian National Standards or SNE is the general applications which focuses primarily on the products related to human security, health, safety and the environment while still prioritizing the principle of fairness in international trade. SNE implementation can also be aimed at increased access to foreign markets and reduce the rate of imports. From Jakarta, Firmansyah for IDX Channel.
Yes, viewers, Jakarta provincial government is about to reopen cinema back again, but with one condition, is the maximum capacity is 25% of the whole capacity. And some cinema managers do not want to resume their business because it's not economically feasible.
The associations of cinema entrepreneurs stated that not all cinema will be opened simultaneously because most cinema managers are not willing to accept the Jakarta provincial government's decision to limit the maximum capacity of only 25% in each studio. Chairman of the Associations of Cinema Entrepreneurs, Joni Syafruddin, said that currently there are two large cinema networks, namely CGV and Cinepolis, which are confirmed to open this week, while the largest cinema network in Indonesia, Cinema XX1, is not showing intention to reoperate because the audience limit of 25% is seen not economically feasible.
Wajar lah, dia mau taruh film kalau cuma 25% kan berarti marketnya kan kecil banget. Gitu. Itu kayaknya nilai ekonominya sangat-sangat tidak layak lah gitu.
The associations of cinema entrepreneurs hopes that the Jakarta provincial government can loosen up the regulations by implementing a maximum audience quota of 50%. Moreover, it ensures that health protocol will continue to be strictly enforced. From Jakarta, Firmansyah for IDX Channel.
More headlines will be right back after this quick break. Stay tuned.
Senang sekali saya David San Ovo dan dapat hadir menemani Anda dalam program spesial dialog webinar on TV.
Setiap minggunya kita akan membahas tema-tema yang sangat menarik. Apa kabar ibu-ibu sekalian?
Alhamdulillah baik.
Salah satu ambisi daripada Kementerian Koperasi dan UMKM bersama Spesco adalah koperasi keren, baru, digital, gitu kan, yang kita bisa IT.
Saat ini lebih mudah untuk mendapatkan informasi mengenai perkembangan ekonomi dan bisnis di Indonesia dengan aplikasi IDX Channel. Mulai dari berita, makro dan mikroekonomi, politik hingga hiburan. Anda juga dapat berbagi artikel, foto, dan video ke semua platform media sosial yang Anda miliki. Beragam informasi hari ini bisa di-download di dalam aplikasi idxchannel.com. IDX Channel, Your Trustworthy Economic, Business, and Capital Market Channel.
Baik saja tidak cukup, kita harus betul-betul memahami lingkungan bisnis global yang lebih baik, plus di dalam negerinya sosiologi dan antropologi, supaya totalitas kita membantu petani secara efektif.
Kita memang ketahanan pangan, tetapi kita menuju ke kedaulatan pangan.
Ada shadow power yang mendikte pembangunan pertanian bukan oleh Kementerian Pertanian.
Welcome back to Market Headlines. So a couple months ago, Industry Minister Agus Gumiwang Kartasasmita urged the Finance Minister to suspend the new car tax until December to boost weakening sales. But while the Finance Minister voted down the proposal.
The government will not slash the vehicle tax on new cars for individuals and businesses to 0% this year, as Finance Minister Sri Mulyani Indrawati said so, despite calls from the Industry Minister to do so. Sri Mulyani said the Finance Ministry was not considering the tax cut proposal because she was more seeking to provide incentives that would benefit the entire economy, not just industry in one particular.
Kita akan mencoba untuk memberikan dukungan-dukungan kepada sektor industri secara keseluruhan melalui insentif-insentif yang kita sudah berikan. Setiap insentif yang kita berikan, kita akan melakukan evaluasi yang sangat lengkap, sehingga jangan sampai kita memberikan insentif di satu sisi yang kemudian memberikan dampak negatif pada kegiatan ekonomi yang
Previously, Industry Minister Agus Gumiwang Kartasasmita urged the Finance Minister to suspend the new car tax until December to boost weakening sales. The government regulations number 73 of 2019 states that the new passenger car purchases are subject to a luxury tax of between 15 to 70%, depending on the vehicle's maximum passenger capacity and a number of engine cylinders. From Jakarta, Rahajo Patmo for IDX Channel.
And yes, viewers, the pandemic has affected car sales this year as consumer purchasing power goes down and previous large-scale social restrictions forced showrooms to close temporarily. And here is the next graphic. I would like to show you the car sales from January to August of this year. Here it is through your screen. We can see that the automotive industry has been hit hard by the coronavirus pandemic as demand for vehicles has fallen. Both retail and wholesales went down significantly. As you can see through your screen, we can see the wholesales went down 51.3% compared to 2019, while retails, in this case, we can see that it went down 46.4%. And see, this thing government finds out to help the industry. One of the ways by lowering luxury tax on the new car up to 0%. It is right, 0%. Industry Minister Agus Gumiwang Kartasasmita has urged Finance Minister Sri Mulyani Indrawati to temporarily exempt vehicle tax for the new cars until December in a bid to boost car sales amid COVID-19 pressure. But here comes the plot twist. Sri Mulyani votes down the proposal considering many reasons. So let's see the reason through the next graphic. Yes, viewer, through your screen, we can see some reasons that Finance Minister conveyed. First of all, it is too segmented to certain group. Basically, she wanted a tax incentives for industry not only given to one sector, but to all sector. And therefore, she prefers to pick fiscal stimulus better. And other reason is that she claimed that the government has provided several incentives that are also suitable for the car industry. And the last one is that this tax break brings negative impact to other business sectors. So what are the negative impact? We can see it through the next graphic. Here it is through the next graphic. We can see the negative impact. Tax deductions would certainly help the increase new car sales, but how about the used car dealer? It suffers lack of demand. And next, people tend to hope buying cars. And next, uncertainty brings new purchasing cars cancellations. The discourse on a 0% tax on the new car surfaced last month. And after that discourse spreading through, it has started to affect psychology of the buyers. Buyers prefer to wait for an official decision from the government because there's a chance that vehicle prices could drop dramatically if the tax drops to 0%. If this continues, then it will be a counterproductive. The consumer's decisions to hold back on purchases has the potential to make the seller trend down. So it goes contradictory as a relaxation says a plan is intended to increase the sales. Well, now it has been clear that it won't happen. So sorry, buyers. And even the government cannot make it into reality. Some car manufacturers seems okay with that. So let's see the response from Mitsubishi and Daihatsu official. Here it is through your screen. We can see a statement from Naoya Nakamura as the president director of Mitsubishi Motors Krama Yuda Sales Indonesia. He stated that we believe that government's decisions is to improve the economy, especially in the current pandemic. And then the next statement goes from Amelia Chandra as the marketing director of Astra Daihatsu Motor. She stated that although new car tax relaxations is not being issued, the government is likely to take another step to continue helping the industrial sectors. And viewers, hopefully, in the future, the government will be able to find the right formula in responding to the crisis of the automotive industry and the country without sacrificing other elements which are, of course, no less important in reviving the national economy. And yes, viewers, we hope nothing but the best for our automotive industry to revive again without or with 0% new car tax. So stay tuned on market headlines because we will be right back after this quick break. Stay tuned.
Adi akan ada proyek bikin hunian atau tempat tinggal?
Konsepnya adalah membawa kemudahan masyarakat sekitar Jakarta untuk bekerja di pusat kota. Total saat ini Adik Komuter Property mengembangkan 11 titik ya. Kalau Mas baru beli sekarang mungkin udah ke 3.000 sekian pembeli.
Kita bisa mulai merasakan fase 1 di tahun berapa?
Di tahun 2021.
Welcome back to Market Headlines. So let's take a look at the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement. So earlier today, JCI was open at a level of 5,125.67, and then approaching the closing time in the first session, the index was on the level of 5,096.85. And then the index was showing weakening trend by the second session's closing time. The index was closed at the level of 5,096.44. In short, JCI went down 0.05%. And next, we're going to see the sectoral movement. Leading the dynamics of today's trading, we got MISC Industry as the leader of the strengthening trend that went up 1.25%. We got mining that went up 0.77%. And we got finance as the leader of the weakening trend that went down 0.69%. And construction that went down 0.67%. And moving on to the top gainers and the top losers, here are the keys highlights for today's trading. We got ANTM that went up 6.28% to the level of 1,100 rupiah per share. And then we got INKP that went up 9.54% to the level of 9,475 rupiah per share. And we got BBNI that went up 1.46% to the level of 4,880 rupiah per share. And we got Waskita that went up 7.69% to the level of 770 rupiah per share. And meantime, for the top losers for today's trading, we got BRIS that went down 7% to the level of 1,395 rupiah per share. We got BMRI, still from the banking sector, that went down 2.21% to the level of 5,525 rupiah per share. We got Agro that went down 6.6% to the level of 396 rupiah per share. And we got TBIG that went down 3.33% to the level of 1,450 rupiah per share. And next, we are going to see the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. So basically, rupiah opened at the level of 14,658. But rupiah also showing weakening trend towards US dollar. I was closed at the level of 14,660. In summary, rupiah went down 0.03%. And yes, viewers, the coordinating minister for the economy affair emphasized that several incentives have been given by the government to the capital market industry, such as the reductions of corporate income tax and dividend income tax.
In the Capital Market and Summit Expo 2020, the Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs, Erlangga Hartarto, emphasized that several incentives have been given by the government to the capital market industry in order to accelerate national economic recovery, such as the reduction of corporate income tax and dividend income tax. The minister said that the incentives are expected to make the capital market industry even more interesting, where the number of listed companies and capital market investors will increase.
Dan tentunya akan membantu pemulihan di seluruh sektor terdampak, termasuk pasar modal, dan salah satu dukungannya adalah penurunan tarif PPh badan untuk perusahaan go public serta secara bertahap, dan di dalam Undang-Undang Cipta Kerja ada ayat terkait dengan penghapusan PPh dividen. Insentif ini tentu diharapkan bisa mendorong partisipasi perusahaan untuk go public di pasar saham.
As it is known in Government Regulation Number 29 of 2020, listed companies in the Indonesia Stock Exchange have the opportunity to experience corporate income tax incentives of only 19% or lower than the provision of 22%. From Jakarta, Gilang Praditya for IDX Channel.
To reduce the impact of the economic crisis due to COVID-19 pandemic on the capital market industry, so far the Financial Services Authority has issued 35 policies in the capital market sectors.
Financial Services Authority or OJK has worked to caution the economic consequences of COVID-19 pandemic in the capital market. Head of Capital Market Supervision Hussein stated that so far OJK has bared 35 policies to dim the crisis. Policies consist of three main focuses, which are relaxing market, maintaining market stability, and providing easy licensing for companies as well as prospective listed companies in submitting their preparts. Besides that, Hussein also said that year-to-date until October 19, 2020, Jakarta Composite Index movement during this pandemic period had decreased to 18.62%. Even though it is deeply corrected, but the value is much better than other exchange in Southeast Asia such as Singapore, Philippines, and Thailand. For the Singapore Stock Exchange has decreased to 21.06%, while the Philippines has contracted by 22.98%, and for the Thailand Stock Exchange by 23.41%.
Tahun 2020, OJK telah mengeluarkan paling tidak 35 kebijakan di bidang pasar modal dalam merespon dampak pandemi COVID-19 di Indonesia yang berfokus pada 3 hal, yaitu pertama adalah relaksasi bagi pelaku industri yang meliputi 12 kebijakan. Yang berikutnya adalah pengendalian volatilitas dan menjaga kestabilan pasar modal dan sistem keuangan yang meliputi 9 kebijakan. Dan yang terakhir adalah kemudahan perizinan dan penyampaian dokumen, serta pelaporan yang meliputi 4 kebijakan.
Hussein also added throughout 2020, OJK has issued effective statements for 45 companies that raise funds in the capital market through the IPO, sukuk, and other mechanisms. From Jakarta, Gilang Praditya for IDX Channel.
Step aside from a capital market coverage, so let's move on into COVID-19 news updates. COVID-19 handling task forces convey to the public that the vaccines will be given to the healthy people that have not been infected by COVID-19.
Professor Wicky Adrian, as a spokesperson of COVID-19 handling task forces, stated that the vaccine that has passed clinical trials will be given to the healthy people.
Vaksinasi itu diberikan kepada orang-orang yang sehat dalam rangka untuk melindungi dirinya. Dan tentunya siapa yang diberikan adalah orang-orang yang pasti memiliki risiko tinggi untuk tertular. Maka dari itu harus diberikan vaksin terlebih dahulu.
Even though later there will be a COVID-19 vaccine, he hopes that the community will maintain health protocols both at outdoor and at home. Health protocols should become a new habit, even though there is a vaccine. From Jakarta, Muhammad Olga for IDX Channel.
As coronavirus pandemic takes a big role on current economic situations, here is an update data about coronavirus globally. And the news close our market headlines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, your trustworthy economic, business, and capital market channel. And before saying goodbye, I would like to remind you on what Mom said. Please do comply with health protocol by using mask, physical distancing, and avoiding crowd. Also washing your hand often with a soap through overflowing water. I'm Clara Antawijaya. Have a nice evening and stay safe.